choose a method, make sure it's in Reach. What do you use for notes? I'm using a notebook, a physical notebook a lot these days because I want something that's easy to grab and use and I'm not distracted by different tools. But what have you chosen to use on your computer? And I want to get one principle across that's really important. I think I'll be focusing a bit on just general productivity tips and tools, given there's a lot of change in the technology space. So let's just spread the love across all the different platforms. What do you use for notes? If you are in the Microsoft ecosystem, you might be using a range of tools and you might be using them in all kinds of places. Maybe you're using To-Do for tasks, but you're using OneNote for making just generic notes about ideas and stuff, and you've got a notebook. Maybe you're using Microsoft Loop, and you're trying to make use of that and integrate it across different places. What I want to get across as we look at a few things like the notebooks that or places that I'm making notes are that the really important thing is make sure they're easy and within reach. First thing, right? When I started using Microsoft Loop, it's a web app, okay? It does have an app on a phone. You can download it from the App Store, Windows App Store, whatever. But effectively, it's a web app. And to make it present on my desktop so that I would remember to take notes, I installed it as a web app. So while here it is in the web browser, I've got it here installed as a progressive web app so that it has presence on my desktop. Maybe you are into using To-Do and flagged emails and various things. And if you're using the modern Outlook experience the new Outlook experience and Outlook on the web, then you could be accessing your To-Do panel from here. Even flicking over and taking a look at your flagged emails and working your way through that. There's this sort of stuff, right? Like it takes a while to load. It's not too performant. It just has to do a bunch of things. And these are all the sorts of things that make notes not immediately within reach, slowing us down with our thought process and just really interrupting the process of taking notes. Sometimes we maybe want to use To-Do as the full app. So, okay, let's launch that. Well, at least that launches within the Outlook experience. But that kind of feels tucked away, doesn't it? It's not really within reach. You've got to open up Outlook and then go into the To-Do experience. Maybe you'll open it up as an app on its own here and have its own tab. Now, thinking of OneNote. OneNote here, right? So OneNote, it's a web app. Yeah, you can use it too. But what does that do? It opens it up in a web browser. We're in a landing page now. Maybe now we're going to open up a tab. And look, tabs have their own challenges, don't they? I guarantee that some of you watching this video have got about 30 tabs that are open, and half of them you're too afraid to close because you see them as the essential web apps that you need. What's important here? I hope I'm getting the point across. If you have your notes easily within reach, then you can take your notes and just get them down, get that idea down, that task down, that thought down. Now, the drawback people say of using a physical notebook is I can't digitally, reuse that information. It's just there on the page. I can't digest it into something else and copy it over to another app. Fine. My point here is that if you do choose an app, make sure that it is present on your desktop. OneNote is present on your desktop. If you have chosen to do a web app a progressive web app for Loop, then it's present on your desktop. I think there's a trouble with having a notes app that is tucked away. It's part of a tab. It's part of a holistic experience. It's less likely to be used, and it's less likely to be fired up and opened up to access, add notes to, and take notes from. What about this new experience within OneNote? We've got Copilot notebooks. All right, it's another notebook. I know that some people have expressed that exclamation of, I want to be able to take notes and use this experience of Copilot, using notebooks here, and get that sort of holistic kind of way of researching across the content that I've been taking notes of. It's another thing. It's another place, another layer. We've got to simplify this, whatever that tool. Let's talk about a few other tools, right? So maybe you are in the Apple space and you are into taking notes with Apple Notes. It's simple. I love the diagram that people have where they show that sort of curve as they start out with Apple Notes, they get all complex and they start to use all kinds of tools, and then they return back to Apple Notes because it's just there and it works. It's present. If you're in the Apple ecosystem and this is a Mac, then you might go down to the bottom right-hand corner. Not sure why it's not working here at the moment, but you can get it so it pops up and it's right there, easy to take a note. And it's on your phone. Present. The Google experience, right? Similar to Outlook on the web and the new Outlook, when tools are combined and all together with a holistic experience, that's great. You can flag your emails, you can take your notes as you go. There's Google Keep here, so I can open it up as a panel just like you saw with To Do, and you can make your note. But what about trying to give it more presence? Well, I've opened up Google Keep as its own tab. I think that was an option here somewhere. Oh, there it is, right? So open it up as a tab, cool. And there is an option to install it as a progressive web app to give it more presence on your desktop, right? So let's go through those motions, and here we go. It is still Chrome. It is still doing its thing in the background, but am I getting the point across? Your notes and your notes app or whatever that method has to be easy and within grasp, easy to get to take those notes, make those notes, jot that thought down. Capacities. I've been looking at this recently, thinking about, how can I make this process easier where I don't have to think about where do I file this, but can I just drop the notes somewhere and attach a keyword or tag it, or think of it like an object like this method here, and I forget the German person that the method is named after, but maybe it's here in posts. I know I put it here somewhere. Daily notes. No. We'll come back to it. Maybe it was ideas. Tags. Maybe I'm illustrating something here, maybe. Point here being that I've got to have something easy that isn't distracting, that whatever I choose as an app to take notes, it's got to be easy within grasp so I can quickly take those notes and not be re-educating myself with how to use it. Do you take notes across multiple apps? Like me, I'm trying things out and trying different methods, but I am taking notes in different places. Sometimes I do take a note using Apple Notes. And the downside of doing that, when I might take a note then in loop and bring it in from a conversation or something else, it's within grasp. But if I have my notes in multiple places and they're not easy to bring together, then they're not easy to just get to within reach. And because they're spread across different locations, and as a consultant, me spread across different customers, different clients, different environments, all of them needing, their own segregation. Challenges, right? So maybe you're getting the picture about why I went back to a simple notebook. It's easy. I can grab it. I can write down my, thing that I need to do, the thought that I have, and I just get it done and refer to that throughout the day. Now, there's no electronic way of looping that back in or linking it back into other stuff. But maybe the inconvenience of that is actually a convenience in that I have to rethink. What did I say here, okay? I'm reminding myself of what I had noted down. I'm reprocessing it. I'm putting it now into another app. I'm adding something to it. But the point is that I've had it easily to grasp where it is. I just feel like creating content now, not really worrying too much about serving any particular platform. This is, I guess, a side note as I finish off, that this world is definitely changing. The technology space is definitely changing. I just want to focus on productivity. I don't necessarily want to be a champion of any particular platform as I have been over the years. I think that, sure, we can let the AI theme or trend sort of take control of everything, or we can keep a hold of some of these core skills that we really shouldn't give up, and keep ourselves just ready for work, ready for productivity, ready for modern work. AI can help us, but I don't want to replace some of the things that I do with AI completely. Anyway, those are some thoughts. That's it. I'm going to end it there. We'll see you again. Bye for now.